The first thing anyone noticed about the tiny puppy was how thin she was. Minnie looked more like a shadow than a real dog, wandering the street alone, hungry and unsure where to go. Her ribs showed, her belly was empty, and her little body moved with the slow, tired steps of a puppy who had been on her own for far too long. It made everyone wonder the same thing. How did she even survive this long? When the rescuers approached her, Minnie didn't bark or run. She simply looked up at them and began eating the food they offered as if she hadn't tasted a real meal in days. The way she swallowed each bite showed just how hungry she had been. No one knew what she had been eating to stay alive, but one thing was clear: her life on the street had been rough. They took Minnie straight to the vet. As soon as they arrived, it became obvious how weak she really was. She could barely lift her head, and her body was burning with fever. The vet explained she likely had an internal infection or inflammation, something that would make any puppy dangerously sick. Minnie's temperature was high, her breathing was slow, and she looked exhausted. But after being put on fluids, her fever slowly began to drop, and her body finally relaxed. Even in her fragile state, Minnie showed a sweet personality. She didn't complain, she didn't pull away, she simply watched the people around her with quiet, hopeful eyes, as if she was finally letting herself trust someone again. A few days later, when she was well enough, Minnie got her first bath. Her small frame trembled at first, but once the warm water ran over her skin, she relaxed. The rescue team felt encouraged. They believed she had a real chance at a full recovery, even though she was still much thinner and weaker than other puppies her age. But rescuing animals rarely follows a smooth path. Just 1 week after her rescue, the team had to rush Minnie back to the vet. She had suddenly stopped eating, started weakening again, and couldn't stand on her own. Everyone feared it might be something serious like parvo. They waited through a long, stressful night, scared of what the morning might bring, but to everyone's relief, Minnie surprised them. By the next day, she was eating again. Her energy returned, her tail wagged, and her eyes were brighter. The vet explained that her body was still adjusting and that sometimes weak puppies take a few steps back before moving forward again. 2 weeks later, the difference was amazing. Minnie finally began living the kind of life every puppy deserves. She played, explored, and chased little toys around the room. New fur was growing quickly, soft and healthy. She looked happier than ever, like she finally understood she was safe now. And then came the moment that changed everything. Minnie was adopted. A kind young woman saw her story and immediately knew she wanted to give Minnie a forever home. When Minnie was placed in her arms, she looked peaceful, almost proud, as if she knew her hard days were behind her. Today, Minnie has a warm bed, regular meals, and a family who loves her. She no longer wanders the streets, searching for scraps. She no longer struggles to survive. She has a home, a future, and people who will protect her for the rest of her life. If Minnie's story touched your heart, feel free to give it a like or share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps more animals like Minnie find the happy ending they deserve.